Hi, in this video I would like to show you and share to you about the ladder logic programming for PLC for two-tank system and a conveyor belt. In this example we have two tank. So this is tank 1 and this is tank 2. On the tank we also have the fill valve. So this is actually a fill valve. The fill valve, or I would say it is a pump. So I think make it simple. This is pump 1 and this is pump 2. Pump 1 is used to fill the liquid inside the tank 1 and pump 2 is used to fill liquid inside tank 2. Also we have the low level sensor for tank 1 and tank 2. We also have two high level sensor for tank 1 and tank 2. Apart from that, we have a valve. Okay, we have valve. So this one is basically, I call it as a valve 1. And behind this cabinet we have valve 2. So we have valve 2 somewhere here. Valve 2. Okay, the responsible of valve 1 is to discharge, to drain tank 1, and the responsible for valve 2 is to drain tank 2. On the cabinet, on the switching board, we have start push button, and we have stop push button. Okay. We also have a conveyor belt. Okay, this is the conveyor belt. Okay, conveyor belt. So we have the conveyor belt can run forward and run reverse. Okay, and we also have a sensor here. So this one is a sensor, a capacitive sensor that used for detect the presence of this pellet. Okay, when these pellets move in this direction, it will detect the presence of the pellet. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about the operation of the system. Okay, as soon as we press start push button, the liquid will fill inside the tank 1 and tank 2. Okay, the approximate filling activities will be about 40 seconds. So tank 1 and tank 2 will fill about 40 seconds. Filling is about 40 seconds. Okay. After 40 seconds, pump 1 and pump 2 will stop. Okay, will stop. Then valve 1 and valve 2 will start to drain the water. Okay, and the draining activity will be done within 45 seconds. Okay, once the drain is complete, the pellet will move forward. Okay, move forward for about 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. So within 10 seconds, this pellet position will be here, and after this 10 second finish, it will move back to the original location. Means the conveyor will reverse for another 10 seconds. And the cycle will be done in everything will be done in 3 cycles. Means the filling and the draining, the pellet moving forward and reverse will be done in 3 cycles. So overall is 3 cycles. Okay, so here we have timing. So here we're going to use timers. Okay, another timers, and then counters. Okay, I think 1 counter only sufficient. So I'm going to show you the ladder diagram. Okay. We're going to use SIMATIC Manager Step 7 for creating our ladder diagram. So first we have to create our symbol table. So we have start push button with the address of I0.0. Then we have stop push button I0.1. We also have the high level tank 1. Then we have low level tank 1. Low level tank 1. Then we have high level tank 2. Low level tank 2. And then we have the sensor which is installed at the conveyor belt. What else we have? I think that's all for the input. And then we also have output. For the output we have pump 1 is Q0.0, pump 2 is Q0.1, we have valve 1 Q0.2, valve 2 Q0.3, and then we have the conveyor. So we call it as a roller conveyor forward Q0.4, roller conveyor reverse Q0.5, think that's all. I think yes, that's all. Save it, come back to our ladder diagram, and then for this one we say SE start push button will turn on internal bit M0.0, stop push button turn off internal bit M0.0. So what can we do is normally open start push button, turn on M0.0 internal bit, this is stop push button, and then this one is for internal bit. Sorry, this one is for M0.0. So start push button will turn on Start push button will turn on internal bit M0.0. Stop push button will turn off internal bit M0.0. We call this one the symbol. The symbol is internal bit memory. Okay. Network 2, the internal bit memory will turn on PAM1 and PAM2. Internal bit memory will turn on PAM1 and PAM2. M0.0 turns on PAM1 and PAM2. Okay. And from the simulation from factory I/O, we know that PAM will turn off, PAM1 and PAM2, PAM1 and PAM2 turns off if tanks full. Tanks full. And tanks full, both tank is full if the high level tank 1, this is for high level tank 1, and then for tank 2 for high level tank 2. Okay. And we know that from the description, we're going to use timer. So we're going to use, in this case, I'm going to use only the timer. Call this as timer 0. And the timer 0 is set using the internal bit and for 40 seconds. So 40 seconds means the PAM1 and PAM2 will fill the water in the tank for 40 seconds. Okay, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Reset is stop push button. Okay. As soon as timer 0 elapsed, timer 0 finish timing, we're going to start timer 1, whereby timer 1 is for draining. Draining is 45 seconds. 45 seconds. So this one is as soon as timer 0 finish timing, timer 1 will start for 45 seconds. Okay. And timer 0, when timer 0 finish timing for 40 seconds, valve 1 and valve 2 turn on. So, timer 0, turn on valve 1 and valve 2. Okay, valve 1 and valve 2. To make it more meter. So if valve 1 and valve 2 turn on, pump 1 and pump 2 will turn off. So all we have to do is we have to just put a normally closed contact here. So this one for pump 1 and this one for pump 2. At any, this is for valve, this is for valve 1, this is for valve 2. So at any time, if valve is turns on, pump will turn off. So we do the interlock here. We're going to do the same for valve. So at any time when pump is turned on, pump 1 turn on, valve 1 will not turn off. Okay. When pump 2 turn on, when pump 2 turn on, valve 2 will turn off. Okay, so when valve 1 and valve 2 finish draining for 45 seconds, the conveyor belt going to move forward for 10 seconds. So we add another network, we add another timer. So again, we're going to use SODT. So this one is timer 2. So timer 2, T1, timer 1 will set timer 2. Timer 1 will set timer 2, this timer 1 will set timer 2. So for 10 seconds, and we're going to utilize stop push button, so reset. Okay, and this is for motor moving forward. It's for timer 1 start. Timer 2. Timer 1 start timer 2 for 10 seconds. Okay. And then this one is for conveyor run forward. Then for conveyor run reverse, timer 2 start timer 3 for another 10 seconds, conveyor run reverse. So this one will be timer 2, this one will be timer 3. Okay. Timer 1 will start conveyor forward. So next is timer 1 will start conveyor forward. Conveyor, I think it's a roller conveyor. Roller conveyor forward. Okay. And timer 2 will start conveyor reverse. Roller conveyor reverse. Okay. Timer 1 will start roller conveyor forward, and the roller conveyor will stop by when timer 2 is starting, and timer 2 will start roller conveyor reverse, and timer roller conveyor reverse will stop when timer 3 is running. This one is timer 3. Okay. Timer 1. Timer 1 elapse. Roller conveyor forward. Conveyor forward. Sorry, timer 2 elapse. Yeah, I think this one is correct. Timer 2 elapse. Conveyor reverse. Okay, so let me check again. Start push button, turn on internal bit. Stop push button, turn off internal bit. Start push button, turn on internal bit. Stop push button, turn off internal bit. The internal bit turn on pump 1. The internal bit also turn on pump 2. Okay, as long as pump 1 and pump 2 turn on, valve will turn off, and pump 1 and pump 2 will turn off when the tank reach high level. Okay, when the tank reach high level, and then both pump, the filling process is 40 seconds. This one is the filling process is 40 seconds. So it's the network 3 is related to network 1. When start push button is pressed, timer 0 will start timing for 40 seconds. When the 40 seconds is finished, the T0 will turn on. T0 turn on means T0 will set T1. This one, T0 sets T1. T0 set T1 for 45 seconds. So for this one is draining. This 45 seconds is for draining, which is this one. This is for draining process. It's for draining process. Okay, for draining process. So after finish filling for 40 seconds, it will drain. Then after finish draining for 45 seconds, T2 will start for 10 seconds. This is for conveyor belt. Okay, conveyor belt run forward. Okay, then T2 start T3 for that conveyor belt run reverse for another 10 seconds. Okay, T1 elapse, conveyor forward. Okay, this one, network 8 is basically related to this one. Network 8 is related to this one. And network 9, okay, network 9 is related to T2, this one. Okay. You can also say that while the roller conveyor is running, we don't want pump to work. So we can say that when the roller is running, regardless this is forward or reverse, we don't want the pump to turn on. Okay. Same goes to valve. We don't want valve to turn on when the roller is moving. So we just add this one. So when the roller is moving, valve will not working. Okay, valve will not working. Valve won't turn on. Will not turn on. Okay. What else? Okay, what else? I think this is for one cycle. Okay, we have to relate the timer. The timer 0 is timer 3, so we need to connect the output coil of timer 3 to timer 0, so that the timer 0 will reset and set again. What we have to do is just to have to add the timer 3 here. Okay, just to add the timer 3 coil here, contact here. So when the timer 3 finish timing, it will become normally open, then normally close again, and will set the T0 again. Okay, then we have to incorporate the counting for sensor. Just add counter SCD, counter down. This is C0. It is sensed by a sensor located installed at the conveyor belt. It is set by M0.0, which is the internal bit memory. The PV is CH3, means it count 3 times, and the count instruction will reset using stop push button. Stop push button. Okay, and as long as the counter is counting, we can make use of the counter coil to enable everything for 3 times. So we just have to introduce the counter here. So this one is C0. Okay, same goes to the valve. This one is valve. Just to have to introduce a normally open contact. Okay, C0. Same goes for the roller. This one is also C0 and C0. Okay, the description for network 10 is sensor detects parts on conveyor 3 times to indicate 3 cycles: filling and draining, filling and draining, filling and draining. Okay, then we save, then we download everything, then we have to try to run with the factory IO. So this is our factory IO. So and this is our ladder diagram. So when we press start push button, the pump, both pump 1 and pump 2 will pump water into the tank, tank 1 and tank 2. So this one is the internal bit, pump 1 and pump 2. So if you observe timer will run for 40 seconds, approximately 40 seconds, to completely fill the tank. Okay, and then once it's finished, filling is draining for 45 seconds. So it's draining for 45 seconds via valve 1 and valve 2. So timer will timing for 45 seconds. As soon as T1 finish timing, it will start T2 for 10 seconds so that this pallet will move forward. See? So this pallet will move forward until it reaches this position. This is the sensor. So this sensor will count. Okay. Initially here is 3, so it count 1 cycle. So from 3 it reduces to 2. So then it moves to the second cycle. So observe here, we have already run 1 cycle. Okay. This is PV, and the set value is 3, but the current value is 2. So we'll go from 3, 2, 1, done. So this one now is draining. Tank is draining. Okay, tank is draining. It's going to complete the second cycle. So the pallet will move from left to right. I mean, the pallet will move forward. Okay, you can observe when the pallet passes through the sensor, CV will reduce by 1. Initially 2 will become 1. So now the pallet is moving, conveyor is running forward. So observe this value from 2 it will become 1. It will become 1. Then this is the last cycle, cycle number 3. Okay, this is the filling process for both tanks. Okay, it's going to be at the high level very soon via it's T0. So tank now is full. This now is draining by valve. This one is draining. Then we're going to observe the conveyor belt. Okay, the conveyor belt. So as soon as the counter finish counting, means when this one here is 0, it will disable conveyor moving forward and reverse, as well as the pump and valves. So now if you look at here, this C0 is green. It will turn, it will become not green when it finish counting. So now is 1. So wait until it becomes 0. When it passes through this sensor, it will become 0. Means when this one is 0, when this is 0, counter instruction is disabled, turn off, means C0 turn off. This C0 is also turn off. It will disable the roller movement as well as valve, because we have C0 here, as well as pumps. Okay, I hope you enjoy this lesson and keep learning. Thank you.